In part two, we're going to talk about our ramp wall thickness and why it's that specific thickness. So first we need to go back to some background information. Ramp walls will serve the following purposes from a structural perspective. We see that they use their self-weight to resist the abutment sliding forces, that they serve as compression struts that transfer cable forces from the anchor to the tiers and foundation, and they serve as formwork for ramp fill material, which also contributes to the self-weight of the abutment to resist uplift and sliding. Item 3 above will be addressed in detail in this section. And during the construction process, ramp walls are built and backfilled with 30 centimeter lifts of stone, gravel, and grout, collectively referred to as fill. This fill can result in a lateral hydrostatic pressure on the ramp walls, just like we consider active earth pressure on the back of the abutment. And to counteract this lateral pressure, we stagger the masonry wall thickness based on abutment size, or more specifically, the maximum height of ramp walls from grade, because this height is going to directly relate to our lateral pressure. And the maximum height of a ramp wall is measured from the walkway saddle, which is 40 centimeters standard above the top tier, to the ground level at the away from river face of the foundation. If you take a good look at the standard drawings, you'll notice that the 1G abutment walls will never rise more than 1.4 meters from the ground, 2G or two-tier abutments will never go more than 2.4 meters, etc., all the way up to 3.9 meters, which would be the largest abutment, 3 tiers with a 1.5 meter thick foundation. And I've shown a few diagrams here how they're staggered to resist overturning at point O, and the 1, 2, and 3 G as examples for maximum height from the ground. And I've drawn in magenta here the lateral pressure from the fill, the rock and grout fill, and this is only going to occur when the fill is fresh, right? And as soon as it starts to cure, it's actually going to have the opposite effect, where it is going to be helping the abutment resist lateral pressure. So from this information and empirical evidence, we can derive a series of rules to follow for all custom designs. And this is to ensure internal stability while adjusting the abutment geometry. So, first, is your maximum ramp wall height above the ground less than 1.4 meters? If the answer is yes, then only 30 centimeter thick walls are required. And that's going to fit for all 1-tier abutments. If no, we'll proceed to number 2, which is your maximum ramp wall height above the ground greater than 1.4 meters but less than 2.4? If yes, we're going to want to follow the figure above and draw a vertical line 1 meter down from the walkway saddle and a horizontal line until it meets either the ramp cap, back wall, or anchor. And this area should be 30 centimeter wall, and the rest of the area would be 50 centimeter wall. This is the level method I described earlier. If no, we'll proceed to 3, which is your max ramp height above the ground level greater than 2.4 meters? If the answer is yes, we'll follow the figure above, draw a vertical line 1 meter down and across for 30 centimeter walls, another 1 meter down and across for 50 centimeter walls, and the rest of the area would be 70 centimeter wall. If the answer is no, this shouldn't be the case. The foundations require a 1 meter embedment, and we currently don't build abutments with more than 3 tiers or 1.5 meter tall foundation. So do not move forward with a design that is greater than 3.5 meters with a maximum height of 3.9 meters from the ground without discussing with your DIC. And now one other thing I want to talk about, for example, is there is one potential issue, which is a special case in which your foundation is 1.5 meters tall. And following the rules above, just remember that using a 1.5 meter tall foundation will bump you into that next ramp wall size category. For example, as I've drawn here, a 1-tier bridge with a 1.5 meter foundation will have a max height from ground level of 1.9 meters. So you will need to end up using 50 centimeter walls, even though it's technically only 1 tier.